Hello guys, you're welcome back to my channel. Is this your first time here? You're welcome, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Also hit the bell icon and get notifications once I post great videos like this. To my returning subscribers, you guys rock. In this video, I'll be showing us how to make this authentic Bukka stew. And you can see that. To start, I have different kinds of meat here, 4 different kinds of meat. I have my beef tripes, or what we call shaki in Nigeria. I have some chicken, some beef, and the cow leg. I'll be putting this meat together in a pot to cook them and get them ready for the stew. Add some salt, some seasoning cube, my Scotch bonnet pepper, some mixed spice, garlic powder, some curry powder, and thyme leaves. I'll also be putting in some chopped onions, some ground ginger, and onion powder. I'll then add some hot water to this meat. Cover it and allow it to cook. After a few minutes, let's check on our meat. Okay, good. It's looking good. So we'll just check the meat to see if it's tender. If it's tender, we're good to go. But if it's still tough, then just allow it to cook a little bit longer. But don't let it get too soft, especially because of the cow leg and the shaki, or the beef tripes. Now I'll be separating my meat by placing it in a separate bowl. We have our meat here in a separate bowl. I will then be adding the stock inside another bowl because I'll be using the same pot to make the stew. Right here, I have my ingredients on the table. As you can see, I have some fresh tomatoes and frozen tomatoes which I had in the freezer. Also, I'll be using some Guajillo Chili pods, or Tatashi, as we call it in Nigeria. This I have already soaked and blended, and it's ready. I'll be using some red bell peppers too for this stew, onion, the meat that we cooked already, that is ready, the beef stock, the meat stock, some salt, seasoning cubes, and my spices. I'll start by blending our tomatoes, red bell pepper, onions, Scotch bonnet pepper, water, and blend. So we'll blend all these ingredients together because that is the foundation of the stew. To start making the stew, I am adding some vegetable oil inside my hot pot, and I'll start by frying my chicken and the beef. I'll fry these two together and fry them dry. On the other bowl, if you can see, I still left my cow leg and my beef stripes because I don't want them to get soggy in the stew. And I just added some onions to fry the meat, the chicken and the beef. After frying this together, it is now time to add in our tomato concentrate. Some people call it tin tomatoes. I'll fry this together again. Fry it to dry up a little bit, and when you know that you're ready to put in your next ingredient is when this tomato concentrate starts sticking to the bottom of the pot. This is looking good, and this is now time to add our Guajillo Chili pots or the Tatashi into the stew. Stir again. Cover it to fry a little bit more. And now this is the time to add in our blended tomatoes and vegetables. So I've put this also in the pot, stir together and allow it to fry or to cook. After a few minutes, we'll check on our tomato, and you see this is looking good. This is looking good because the oil is beginning to float on the top. That means that the tomato has fried very well. Why some people have sour stew or the stew comes out tangy is because they don't allow the acidity in the tomato to fry very well before putting all the ingredients. So this makes the stew tangy, or it makes it sour when you eat it. But when you allow it to fry, it comes out perfect. So after frying it for some time again, I'm checking on my stew to check, stirring occasionally to be sure that it doesn't stick to the bottom of the pot. And this is very, very good. The stew is going well. This is now time for us to add the rest of our meat, the cow or the beef stripes and the cow leg. So we add this gently into our stew, stir it together, add our seasoning cube again, some garlic powder, the thyme leaves, stir again till everything gets well incorporated. So we'll just allow this to cook a little bit, and you can see how thick the stew looks. Although it looks amazing, it has loosened up. It's not as thick as you saw it earlier. So this is good. We'll still be using the meat stock to loosen the stew, but that will be at the end. Our stew is looking good and it smells super yummy. This is what we have. You can't beat that. This is very, very good. This is the look of that authentic Bukka stew. After frying it for some time, we will then be adding our meat stock, and this is the time. Here I'll be adding some of the meat stock to the stew, and this is a crowning glory. Stir this together. You see how it looks like the authentic Bukka stew. If you like your stew liquidy, although the Bukka stews are usually thick, they are not too runny. like this. You can see this is perfect for me. So I'm not going to use all my meat stock, just a part of it. But if you want it lighter, feel free to make the stew according to your taste. But for me, this is perfect. One thing you have to do is, if you want to stir your stew, because of how splashy tomato stews go, they splash a lot, so you have to reduce your fire so that it doesn't splash everywhere in the kitchen or burn you when you're stirring the stew. This is what we have, and it looks amazing. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Now this is the time to plate our food, and I just put in my rice. Now I'm going to enjoy this, your delicious stew, correct authentic Bukka stew, the authentic way of the Bukka way. You can see how that looks. We'll plate this together to get a wonderful meal. So tell me how yours turns out. I would like to get your feedback. If you tried it, if something didn't work for you, let me know. If you tried it or there's another way you make this stew, let me know. Also share your thoughts with me, your comments. And thank you so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate you all. Thank you so much for the support, and see you next time. Bye.